All right, Wilbon, as Michael Wilbon joins us on the CarX Tire and Auto Hotline, how do you view this trade?
Well, I'm sort of just like, because, okay, I can't help but think about what was reported that the Bulls could have gotten if they had traded Caruso before the deadline. And if those things are true, if you're going to get multiple picks from Oklahoma City, then, how do you trust your scouting more than you trust theirs? So that's part of it. You go back to, oh my goodness, they could have gotten fill in the blank. Now, even if we discount that, can the Bulls get out of Josh Giddey what appeared to be in him before he became so distracted? Josh Giddey is essentially the point guard on a team that got to the conference. Well, I guess that was second round, but benched him. They benched Josh Giddey.
Yeah.
He lost all confidence in his game in the playoffs. He had started, I think, every game. And he's playing on a team where everybody emerges as stars, and they're trying to get rid of him. So what does that do to somebody who's 21 years old? What does that do to his confidence? Can the Bulls help him reclaim that? See, that's what's necessary here. The person who just did that little scouting report on Josh Giddey and described him as a willing and creative passer, all that's true, although I'm told the minus defender.
Yes.
But if all that offensively is true, if the Bulls can get that, from day one, you got to start, you got to hit the ground. He's 21. He's played, 3 years in the league? And at one point, he was on a trajectory that had him being, if not all NBA, certainly all-star. And so I don't know, they better have done the due diligence on this, because Giddey's talented. I don't think he's 6'9". Is he listed as that? I thought he's like 6'7", but still, he's a
listed at 6'8", isn't he?
talented point guard. 6'8"?
6'8", yes.
Long and talented. Certainly fits in. It seems to me he'd be a really good fit with Cody White. You can move Ayo back to a role where he should be sixth or seventh man, but playing lots of minutes, playing in case of injury. Defensive player, late in games, heavy rotation player. So all of that seems reasonable. Are they getting a star? No. Are they giving up a star? No. So people need to just sort of hold their hats a little bit before they get crazy.
Mike, can you connect any dots here in terms of what this may mean with them going forward? Does this mean they will now also trade LaVine? Maybe they won't sign DeMar, or do you not connect those dots?
I wouldn't connect those dots. Do they want to trade LaVine? Hell yeah. They thought they had a deal for LaVine with Detroit, and then LaVine said, I don't want to go to Detroit. I'm injured. I'm going to have some surgery, so take that on the way out the door. They wanted to trade LaVine. Everybody knows that within the league circles.
So they thought they thought they had a deal done.
Yes. But LaVine, when LaVine gets in contact with whomever he has to be in contact with, Bulls, Detroit, whoever, and he says, I'm going to have surgery, then that's over. That's done. Right. That's done. There's no more consideration. Once LaVine says, I'm going to have surgery, I'm out for the season.
What do you expect them to do with regard to DeMar? Do you believe that they want to re-sign him in a short-term deal?
Well, they had to want him. Otherwise, why not give him up when you could get something for him?
Right.
I mean, DeMar could just walk now. He could. I mean, what's DeMar's incentive at 4 years old? To stay with a team that can't even make the playoffs, much less make noise in the playoffs. What's his incentive to do that? So I don't really see it unless DeMar just says, I want to get the money. I love playing in Chicago.
Right.
I don't need to go anywhere. And by the way, that's his right to do that. I mean, we got that coming up now. It's interesting, having spent a few days with Paul George, who I was kind of privately hoping would go to Philadelphia, because I thought that Paul George with Maxey and the big man with Embiid, I was thinking, yo, man, they could challenge Boston and the Knicks in the East. But then the reporting is that, Philadelphia's Wayne Philadelphia's interest is waning. So that's too bad because I thought that was a major move, and I just like Paul George. But in terms of Paul George is a much more coveted free agent than DeMar. So I don't know what their plans are with DeMar, but I don't know that if they sign him, if they keep him, or they trade him, I don't know that that moves the needle.
There's a lot of skeptical Bulls fans right now. You know what I mean, Michael?
Yeah.
Like a lot of people
This shouldn't add to that. There's no reason to get angry over trading for Josh Giddey. None. Zero. People just overreact to everything, and I ignore them. That's why I'm not on Twitter anymore. I'm not, because people are stupid. They're not smart. They don't see subtleties. They don't see gray. You know, Josh Giddey is an interesting bet at a low price, fairly low price. Would I have done this earlier if I was the Bulls, like before the trade deadline? Yes, I would have. Okay? Is Caruso going to help make the Bulls a playoff team? No. Because if he was going to do that, he would have done it already. Is he of value to a good team? Yes. I'm going to tell you this right now. If Caruso was on OKC in the playoffs, they might have still been playing last week.
Yeah, he'd be.
I mean, because he can
perfect
help
for them. Yeah.
Yes, he can help a team that needs a push, a oomph, some spirit, a veteran in the locker room, a guy who's won. Yes, they can use all that. Is that going to make a difference on a bad team like the Bulls? The answer is no. So, you know, people need to. This is why you need to ignore most social media and most fools, because they want to overreact to everything, and everything is not worthy of overreaction.
With that said, Mike, I mean, I think we're all a little surprised that this deal didn't have a first-round pick attached to it, aren't we? Considering
disappointed.
Yeah.
I don't know about surprised. I'm disappointed, Tommy, to your point, because
are they bad at negotiating?
I think you lose the leverage, right? Didn't they have the leverage at look, Oklahoma City? Again, you know, I don't have my reporter's hat on very often. I do with some teams.
But Mike, this is what I would say to that is look, is Alex Caruso a top 20 player in the league? No. But he fills a role that Oklahoma City needed more than they need a standout shooter or scorer. So with that in mind, I would think that AK and Eversley had some leverage here, because we've got something that you specifically need.
Yeah, but past tense. I think the leverage flew out the window, Tommy, when they didn't make that deal at the deadline. Because, again, I mean, you know, just look, you got to want to give away sources, but you guys know the people I worked with on camera the last few weeks of the regular season, the active players, and I'm sitting next to one player in Kendrick Perkins who played for OKC and very much loves what they have going on. And everybody was saying at the time, whoa, if OKC makes a deal, if they get, they still need size. But it is no doubt that he would have helped OKC in the playoffs, to me. But I think the leverage was had, not have. Timing's everything. So if we believe that the Bulls lost that leverage once the season ended, because then OKC can start shopping around for other people. You got time. You got space to do your own thing and come up with somebody and say, you know, we got an offer for a blank. And the other thing is, you know, Josh Giddey became less valuable.
Yes.
They benched him. Josh Giddey's not the asset today that he was in November. I'm not saying that he will never be, but he's not right now.
Michael, it was great stuff. Thank you for being
Mike.
available for us.
All right, you guys. Hey, listen, I was flying all day. I didn't even know this trade was done, so I appreciate you guys keeping me in the loop.
Yeah, you got it. Thanks, Michael.
Thanks,
All
Mike.
right. Be well.
There you go. There's Michael Wilbon, who is available to us again. The Bulls did make the deal. They got Josh Giddey, 21 years old, and Alex Caruso goes to Oklahoma City.
They don't know when to deal, do they?
No, they don't. That's the problem is, and that's when you got to know when to sell and when to buy. You know, you try to sell as much as when you've got something, you sell high, you buy low. And it's fine buying Josh Giddey low, but you don't pay top dollar for him. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's why you get
and Mike
more stuff
says
with him.
You can shop around for other guys. That may be true, but not many guys do what Alex Caruso does, which is exactly what they need.